Assalamualaikum, selamat pagi semua. Webinar pada pagi ini masih lagi bertemankan saya, moderator anda, Juliana. Bagi anda yang setia bersama kami, terima kasih kami ucapkan. Dan kepada yang mungkin baru saja mengikuti siri webinar pemantapan OKU Selangor, jangan tukar channel anda kerana pagi ini kita akan membincangkan satu topik yang sangat kritikal bagi saya. Dan hari ini bersamaan 8 Disember. Siri webinar pemantapan OKU Selangor telah memasuki siri yang ke-25. Alhamdulillah, masih berbaki 9 siri dibawakan secara live kepada anda dengan kerjasama Jabatan Komunikasi Corporate UiTM. Buat makluman semua ya, siri pemantapan OKU Selangor merupakan sebuah program dengan kerjasama Majlis Tindakan OKU Selangor 𝗪𝗏𝗧, merangkumi siri pembangunan kendiri, keusahawanan digital dan juga siri pemantapan kerjaya yang turut menginklusifkan golongan kelainan upaya. Jika anda ingin menyaksikan siri-siri kami yang lepas, jangan risau kerana anda boleh saja mencari klip-klip yang berkenaan di UiTM YouTube Channel. Jangan lupa subscribe ya, kerana insya-Allah setiap ilmu yang kami cuba sampaikan, jika tidak hari ini, insya-Allah ianya bermanfaat buat anda di kemudian hari. Dan topik yang bakal kita bincangkan pada hari ini merupakan elemen pembangunan kerjaya, iaitu cabaran graduan pasca COVID, tips menghadiri Temuduga. Tetapi sebelum itu, di kesempatan ini saya mewakili unit perkhidmatan OKU UiTM panjatkan kesyukuran kerana usaha menjadikan program yang pertama berkonsepkan inklusif semakin membuahkan hasil. Semoga umum semakin memahami kepentingan untuk kita melibatkan rakan-rakan kelainan upaya dalam setiap program yang boleh menambah nilai dalam kehidupan seharian mereka. Dan kita baru saja ya menyambut Hari OKU Sedunia pada 3 Disember yang lepas. Moga masih tidak terlewat untuk saya mengucapkan selamat Hari OKU kepada anda di mana saja anda berada. Perkenalkan rakan-rakan strategi kami yang tidak pernah jemu mendukung hasrat murni UPO, Majlis Tindakan OKU Selangor 𝗪𝗏𝗧, juga Jabatan Komunikasi Corporate UiTM serta Malaysian Federation of 𝗕dah. Terima kasih dan tahniah kerana anda semua adalah sebahagian dari sejarah ini. Dan sebelum kita meneruskan sesi kita ya, seperti kebiasaannya, kerana kami prihatin dengan kesejahteraan anda, izinkan saya untuk menyampaikan taklimat keselamatan dalam talian. Puan Yasmin, can you see my?
Yes, I can.
Alright, thank you. Okey, untuk anda sila pastikan posisi kedudukan anda dalam keadaan ergonomik, kerusi atau tempat duduk anda dalam keadaan yang selesa ya, dan pastikan tiada kerosakan. Setkan pencahayaan di skrin laptop ataupun telefon bimbit dalam mod sederhana dan amalkan tips 20-20-20, iaitu setiap 20 minit anda bersama kami, cari orang kata objek sejauh 20 kaki dan fokuskan pemerhatian anda selama 20 saat dan kemudian kembali bersama kami. Setkan tahap bunyi laptop atau telefon bimbit 50% daripada kapasiti bunyi maksima, terutamanya apabila anda menggunakan headphone atau earphone. Dan akhir sekali, jangan lupa lakukan senaman stretching dari semasa ke semasa. Baiklah. Dan masanya untuk kita perkenalkan panel-panel kita. Tidak asing lagi, setia bersama kita pakar bahasa isyarat dari Malaysian Federation of 𝗕dah. Pada jam pertama akan diketuai oleh Puan Siti Zubaidah, manakala pada jam kedua akan diambil alih oleh Puan Haryanti. Welcome back Puan, thank you for joining us. Graduan pasca COVID, tips menghadiri Temuduga. Mungkin tidak keterlaluan untuk saya katakan dan secara jujurnya, pada saya topik ini sangat-sangat kritikal. Mengapa saya katakan begitu? Kerana the key statistic of labour force di Malaysia telah menunjukkan satu angka yang memerlukan perhatian dari semua. Pada Ogos lepas, iaitu 2020, seramai 741,600 rakyat Malaysia tidak bekerja. Saya ulang, 741,600. Rakyat Malaysia tidak bekerja. Dan ini menunjukkan peningkatan yang sangat membimbangkan di mana 43.44% lebih tinggi dari kadar pengangguran pada Disember 2019. Menarik nafas panjang juga tak kala saya membaca perangkaan ini kerana sebagai pendidik secara tidak langsung kami juga memikirkan masa hadapan kerjaya graduan-graduan yang telah tamat belajar. Dan buat semua, walaupun sesi ini bukan secara bersua muka ya, ambillah kesempatan ini untuk bertanyakan sebanyak soalan yang mungkin kerana anda perlu belajar sesuatu yang baharu bagi bersaing dengan beribu-ribu individu yang turut mencari peluang pekerjaan. Tanpa saya melengahkan masa, Puan Yasmin Abdullah berpengalaman hampir 26 tahun secara profesional dalam Human Resource Management and Development, di mana selama 13 tahun beliau aktif dalam operasi sumber manusia dan selebihnya sebagai konsultansi sumber manusia. Dan bermula dari 2018 sehingga kini, Puan Yasmin merupakan Senior Vice President di Human Resource and Learning and Development 𝗪𝗫𝗄. Izinkan saya untuk menyentuh sedikit latar belakang pendidikan speaker jemputan kita pada hari ini. Puan Yasmin merupakan graduan dalam sarjana ekonomi dari Universiti Malaysia, merupakan DISC Behavior Consultant bertauliah. Buat pengetahuan semua, DISC stands for Dominance, Influence, Steadiness and Conscientiousness. Fasilitator bertauliah dan telah menerima pengiktirafan dari PSMB, SSL and 𝗪𝗘𝗵𝗴𝗍, Career Transition and Active Life Planning. Dan dia juga merupakan perunding bakat dan tenaga pengajar di Petronas Leadership Center, Instab dan Petronas Dagangan Berhad. Walaupun pendek sahaja latar belakangnya, tapi saya kira pengalaman dan ilmu Puan Yasmin bukan kalang-kalang, kata orang Jawa. So Puan Yasmin, apa khabar Puan Yasmin?
Alhamdulillah sihat.
Terima kasih Puan.
Sihat. Ya, tim-tim semua sihat. Ya.
Saya faham di sebalik kerja-kerja yang menimbun ya, Puan masih sanggup luangkan masa untuk kami. May Allah bless you Puan.
Alhamdulillah, amin. InsyaAllah, yes.
So I suppose there's nothing from me now. So the microphone is yours, Puan Yasmin.
Alright, thank you very much Puan Ju. Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera kepada semua yang mendengar dan kepada tim UiTM yang banyak berusaha untuk menjayakan rancangan kita hari ini dan sebelumnya, dan terutamanya kepada Dr. Rose, kepada Puan Ju dan juga kepada pakar kita hari ini Puan Siti Zubaidah and Kai and all and also our team here in Pestarian. Thank you so much for putting this and putting this up today. And also terima kasih kerana memberi saya peluang untuk berkongsi pengalaman saya selama dalam bidang HR ya untuk 26 tahun. So I hope I do justice to the session and to share with you my experience, pengalaman saya. Dan pengalaman tak semestinya sebagai seorang penemuduga, saya juga banyak kali pernah jadi calon temuduga. Dalam sesi kita, apa yang saya nak sharekan ialah tentang banyak perkara hari ini yang berkenaan dengan human resource. Tapi yang paling saya rasa membawa cabaran yang paling disebut-sebut sekarang, in fact from before, ialah interviews, temuduga. Yeah? So if you listen to the title itself, dia temu dan duga. Maksudnya pertemuan tu ada dugaan. Yeah, just like interview. Inter and view. You can't interview yourself, so there must be two parties involved. And it is, if I ask, kalau saya tanya, siapa yang minat interview, I am very sure there are many people who will say, I don't think so. It is very stressful. I'm not too sure if it's something that I want to do again and again. And terutamanya dalam keadaan kita sekarang, peluang pekerjaan memang terhad, tetapi yang memohon pekerjaan tu bertambah ramai. So nowadays, if I put up an ad, sometimes satu iklan tu boleh dapat sampai 200-300 pemohon. Ada sekali tu for one ad that I put up for HR role, it went up to 400. So pemohon memang ramai, jawatan terhad, dan ditambah pula sekarang ada industri yang impacted ya by pandemic, jadi ia akan menjadi lebih mencabar. Tapi insyaAllah, rezeki tak ke mana. We have to put our best effort together. Kita kena berusaha untuk mengambil peluang untuk memohon jawatan yang kita hendak, dan berusaha untuk bersediaan tips interview, tips persediaan untuk interview sangat penting, kerana at least you give your best shot, mencuba yang terbaik, dan selepas tu kita boleh berserah, ya. So if I can go into the session now, I will share with you a few PowerPoint slides that I prepared. Berdasarkan apa yang Puan Ju mention tadi, I would rather kalau ada soalan, stop me and ask question along the way. So kalau nak tunggu sampai ke penghujung pun boleh, but would be best as I'm addressing the topic, you ask the question, and inshallah I hope I can answer your questions and do justice to your 2 hours here with me today, right? So I'll share with you the PowerPoint. Can you see my PowerPoint slides?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yes, I can see yours now.
You can see my slides?
Yes.
Let me do. On show kan? Yeah. Okay, can everyone see my slides?
Boleh Puan Yasmin.
Okay, all right. So welcome to program siri pemantapan OKU Selangor. We'll be sharing with you for 2 hours. Untuk 2 jam yang akan datang ni, kita akan melihat kepada tips Temuduga. And objektif of the sesi kita ialah untuk memahami tips dan panduan dalam persediaan dan menghadiri Temuduga kerja. So if you look secara khusus, kita akan melihat kepada proses untuk memohon pekerjaan mengandungi banyak langkah-langkah ataupun bahagiannya. Dan pada hari ini fokus yang khusus kita ialah ke atas kepada topik panduan, ya, tips dan panduan dalam persediaan dan menghadiri Temuduga kerja. So we will zoom into interview preparation and tips. Kita akan melihat kepada beberapa bahagian, ya, dalam presentation kita. Yang pertama is first thing is to understand, memahami apakah dia Temuduga. Sebab tanpa meletakkan sekali lagi ke dalam perspektif apakah dia Temuduga, kita mungkin tidak akan faham apakah aktiviti sebenarnya Temuduga tersebut. Dan bahagian yang kedua, kita akan melihat kepada tips untuk persediaan sebelum Temuduga dan semasa Temuduga. Selalunya bila orang berbincang tentang tips Temuduga, fokus ialah kepada apa yang berlaku semasa Temuduga. Fokus kita ialah kejayaan semasa Temuduga tu bergantung kepada persediaan sebelum hari Temuduga. In order for us to be successful on the day of the interview, it will all depend on our preparation for the interview. Whether you are physically prepared, secara fizikal, whether you are mentally prepared, how is your resume? Was it well written, comprehensive? Adakah kita memahami apakah keperluan majikan semasa kita menghadiri Temuduga tersebut? Dan juga memahami apakah jenis-jenis Temuduga yang boleh disediakan oleh pihak majikan untuk calon. Untuk proses semasa Temuduga, kita akan melihat kepada kepentingan komunikasi lisan dan bahasa badan, pembukaan kepada sesi Temuduga, apakah yang dinilai oleh penemuduga, apa yang mereka hendak lihat dari seorang calon, apakah jenis-jenis soalan yang mungkin ditanya, bagaimana jika kita menghadapi cabaran ataupun tentangan ataupun persoalan-persoalan yang boleh menyebabkan susah untuk kita jawab, what should we do? dan how do we menutup sesi Temuduga, ya. So mula-mula we have to understand the meaning of Temuduga. Like I said to you earlier, kita kata apakah dia Temuduga? Adakah dia satu pertemuan yang membawa dugaan? Ya, we have to understand dia merupakan satu proses berstruktur, ya. Ia adalah satu proses berstruktur yang membenarkan seseorang majikan menilai bakal pekerja bagi perspektif pekerjaan bersama syarikat atau organisasi, ya. So maksud sini proses berstruktur here, maksud proses berstruktur ialah ia sesuatu yang mempunyai agenda, ia sesuatu yang mempunyai beberapa bahagian yang tertentu. Ia bukanlah perbualan sosial seperti di kedai makan. Ia merupakan sesuatu yang boleh dirancang dengan lebih awal. So once we understand the structure, then we can be prepared for the process, yeah. And adalah tanggungjawab dua pihak, ya. So in an interview, majikan akan menilai bakal pekerja tersebut untuk melihat sama ada sesuai ataupun tidak untuk jawatan tersebut. Dan pada masa yang sama, kita sebagai calon juga boleh menilai majikan tersebut sama ada sesuai ataupun tidak untuk saya bekerja dalam syarikat ni. Dan juga pada masa yang sama, adakah peranan tersebut adalah seperti yang dijanjikan dalam apa yang diiklankan, ya. So itu adalah segi dari definisi Temuduga, ya. Kita lihat kepada tips dan persediaan menghadiri Temuduga. Saya nak tekankan di sini, ya, dari pengalaman saya, kebanyakan kesilapan kita ialah hanya fokus kepada hari Temuduga, iaitu fokus kepada apa yang perlu dikatakan, fokus lebih kepada apa yang perlu dipakai, apakah di manakah lokasi. All that is memang penting, tapi kejayaan sesuatu Temuduga itu adalah seperti kejayaan di dalam peperiksaan. On that day, all will depend on your preparation. So saya nak tekankan di sini yang your preparation is a big chunk of your success. What happened on that day is just a result of your preparation. So persediaan untuk sesi Temuduga. Key focus here is two areas, ya. Ada dua area untuk kita berikan fokus, iaitu persediaan fizikal dan juga persediaan mental. Of course, your persediaan fizikal saya tak perlu tekankan. Sebagai orang dewasa, kita dah tahu yang pemakaian itu penting, hadir di tempat Temuduga itu penting, hadir lebih awal itu sangat penting, and also dokumen-dokumen yang perlu dibawakan seperti resume. I think all that you are aware, that's very important, physical, so that kita tidak stres sampai ke tempat interview, tempat majikan dengan lebih awal, tenangkan diri. All that is very, very important. The physical side of your preparation, ya. Tapi yang lebih penting dari segi yang physical ialah mental. How mentally prepared are we with the interview session? Where are we today? The question you have to ask yourself, mentally, am I ready for this challenge? Mentally, am I, at the right place? You will never be at the right place, but mentally, how positive are you with regards to the purpose ataupun objektif Temuduga? So, bagi yang mendengar, if you are listening and if you are undergraduate sebagai prasiswasa, maybe you are at a stage where you're not sure what you want to do, you're still looking at what's going on, the world is changing, industri berubah. So, apakah kerjaya yang sepatutnya saya pilih walaupun bidang kurikulum telah dipilih, tapi apakah yang saya perlu terokai di masa hadapan dari segi kerjaya? Bagi yang lepasan ijazah, mungkin teruja, sudah bersedia untuk meneroka dunia kerjaya ke, tanya diri sendiri, and tak ada stress sangat ya. Tetapi ada satu lagi kumpulan yang saya rasa sangat kita boleh nampak lebih pada hari ini, iaitu mereka yang diberhentikan kerja, diberikan VSS, diberikan retrenchment, and adanya tekanan, there is tekanan or stress untuk mencari pekerjaan dengan lebih cepat, mencari pekerjaan dalam jangka masa yang pendek, ataupun cuba mengubah industri. Kenapa saya tekankan persediaan mental? Ialah kerana bagaimana perwatakan kita dalam sesi temuduga ataupun respon kita dalam sesi temuduga bergantung kepada persediaan mental kita. Dan bagi mereka yang fokus saya sekarang ialah bagi mereka yang diberhentikan kerja secara tiba-tiba, ataupun mereka yang tiba-tiba rasa yang tak adanya sumber kewangan. I would like to share this slide with you, yeah. The stage of loss and rebounding. So you can see that apabila seseorang itu diberikan berita yang mengejutkan, di mana mereka diberikan tawaran VSS, we will go through this process of first feeling a shock that has happened to us, and a denial, which is to accept reality, a fear, we are worried, we are fearful about the future. Worry is always about the past, fear is always about the future. So fearful of what's going to happen tomorrow, to me or to my children or to my family. Then come the feeling of anger. Before, as time passes, we will come to bargaining. Bargaining here means, what are my options? What can I do? Can I change this? Can I change my direction? Can I look at another option? And then the feeling of depression before we come to a stage of acceptance, and then enthusiasm. Untuk beralih daripada peringkat shock kepada enthusiasm, ia akan mengambil masa. So as you are looking out to apply for a job, you look at where you are at this stage. Now, there is basically no shortcut. It can be a long curve, or it can be a short curve. It can be something that shock, denial, fear, anger, bargaining, and straight away enthusiasm. It can be shock right to enthusiasm, can take a whole year. It's all in your hand. And all this, as where you are, as you attend the interview, make sure tentukan yang keadaan emosi kita ataupun mental kita tidak memberi kesan kepada perwatakan ataupun semangat kita dalam interview session. Always remember that, just a quick share with you, it isn't what happens that causes stress, but it is one's interpretation of what happens that determines the stress level. So it's how we interpret the situation. We can have a separate chat on that, but bear in mind that your mental health will be reflected and will have an influence on your preparation for interview and how you perform in an interview. Right? I'll move on. If there's any question, let me know. Now, saya nak tekankan di sini seperti yang saya beritahu tadi dengan lebih awal, kepentingan CV ataupun resume kita. How important is resume in the preparation of your interview session? Remember this, ya. Resume adalah inventory kita, kemahiran kita, inventory kemahiran kita sebagai persiapan untuk artikulasi latar belakang pemohon semasa temuduga. Penemuduga tak kenal kita dan kita pun tak kenal pihak majikan. So satunya yang common di sini ialah resume, our resume. So resume kita akan menyeraikan semua kemahiran kita dan akan dibincangkan dalam sesi temuduga. Jadi sekiranya resume kita tidak jelas ataupun resume kita okey tetapi tidak mempunyai maklumat berfakta, maka ia akan digunakan sebagai sesi untuk meminta lebih penjelasan kepada apa yang kita tulis dalam resume. Dan yang kedua ialah resume adalah dokumen pengenalan bertujuan untuk mendapatkan jemputan temuduga. So how you got that job, how do you get that interview is from your resume. So resume helps you to get the interview, but will it help you to get the job? Will all depend on how your interview session goes. So look at your resume, always look at your resume and how you write your resume or your CV. And also remember that resume adalah agenda wawancara temuduga. So bergantung kepada kandungan resume, apa yang ditulis dalam resume akan digunakan sebagai agenda perbincangan kita di dalam sesi temuduga. Now, persediaan awal, tips persediaan awal sebelum sesi temuduga ialah selidik tentang organisasi yang kita hendak untuk menghadiri interview, selidik tentang produk organisasi, organization structure, pihak pengurusan, wawasan syarikat tersebut, misi syarikat tersebut dan juga aktiviti dan apakah nadi syarikat tersebut, supaya menunjukkan yang kita berkongsi ataupun memahami apa yang mereka lakukan. Selidik juga tentang jawatan yang dipohon, lihat kepada iklan dan lihat kepada kandungan sebenar apakah jawatan, apakah yang diperlukan ataupun spesifikasi tugasan tersebut. Of course, mengatur logistik, you don't want to be late. Now, what do you have to bring with you on the day of the interview? Will possibly be your resume only. Do not bring your research, a big stack of research paper, because no one is going to read that on that day. And also understand what the organisation, apakah mengenal pasti keperluan sebenar syarikat tersebut, the interview, the job you're going for, and what is, apakah keperluan sebenar syarikat tersebut dari jawatan yang diiklankan, right? So when we look at keperluan, I want you to remember this word, the needs of the company and the needs of a job. Example, if I say, I need a payroll executive. Now, I'm looking for a payroll executive and I need someone to do, to process the payroll. So focus on the word processing the payroll. That is the keperluan syarikat. What the syarikat wants ialah, apa yang syarikat hendak ialah seorang untuk jawatan payroll executive or payroll officer. Keperluannya ialah untuk proses payroll dan proses payroll secara cekap. So when we look at keperluan syarikat, ask yourself this question, look at your resume. Does your resume list down ability? Look at your resume. Adakah resume kita menyenaraikan kemampuan kita, menyenaraikan pengalaman kita dan menyenaraikan kemahiran kita? The needs of the interviewer and the company. So means to say your interviewer, penemuduga kamu akan, your calon akan, these are the things you are looking for. So in your resume, you have to see whether do you have your abilities listed down, your experience, pengalaman kamu, and also your expertise, your kemahiran. And will that match what the interviewer wants? I give you some examples here. Keperluan sesebuah syarikat. Kenapa mereka mencari seorang calon? Ialah untuk seorang pekerja yang boleh membantu dalam peningkatan dalam produktiviti syarikat. Mereka memerlukan seseorang yang cekap, iaitu pekerja-pekerja yang cekap. Mungkin pengurangan ataupun pembaziran kos, ataupun untuk menyelesaikan sesuatu masalah. Mereka inginkan pekerja yang boleh dipercayai, mempunyai perhubungan industri yang baik, iaitu dengan majikan lain ataupun dengan pelanggan ataupun dengan pihak-pihak lain, kemahiran dan kepakaran pekerja dalam bidang tersebut dan mempunyai banyak kreativiti dan idea baru. So at the end of the day, remember that it has to be something that is solid. Apa yang kita nak berikan kepada majikan kita ialah sesuatu yang solid, sesuatu yang boleh membawa perubahan kepada syarikat tersebut. Of course, kata-kata sifat seperti saya rajin bekerja, saya boleh dipercayai, saya beretika, saya cakap, it's nice to hear. But can you support that with facts? Boleh tak dibuktikan? And these are the key areas that you have to prepare yourself to answer during the interview session, right? So ask yourself this: is this all in your resume? And what should be in your resume? I need to, if I can share this with you, I'm sure dalam sesi resume yang akan datang, yang idea-idea ini akan dikongsikan bersama semua yang hadir dalam sesi. Yang penting dalam dalam resume kita ialah senarai functional skills, kemahiran berfungsi, senarai pengetahuan teknikal, dan juga senarai kemahiran personal atau peribadi, dan juga sifat peribadi kita. You have to look at your resume and see whether it is written there or not. Now, of course, ada yang kata, saya ni graduate, I don't have pengalaman bekerja. For those who have graduated, yang telah graduate, kita boleh senaraikan semua ni. Apakah kemahiran, what are our functional skills? Example like analyzing skills, implementation skills, budgeting skills. Those are your presentation skills, writing skills, editing skills, review skills. These are all coaching skills. These are all your functional kemahiran functional. For those who are yang sudah bekerja, if you have already have pengalaman kerja, adalah lebih mudah untuk kita sebagai calon untuk menyenaraikan semua ni dalam resume kita. Dan juga pengetahuan, your pengetahuan teknikal, what is the, apakah pengetahuan yang terlibat secara langsung dengan pekerjaan kita. Contohnya writing engineer, let's say if you're a PA, you have got good typing skills, you have got good communication skills, you have got good articulation skills. You know, if you're a cleric payroll employee, your skills in processing payroll, crediting payroll, banking system and all that. So your technical knowledge, pengetahuan teknikal yang berkaitan secara langsung dengan tugas yang kita hendak that you want to apply for. And of course your personal and also your personal example, you're very detail oriented, you're very innovative, you're very creative. Those are your kemahiran personal. Those, bagi mereka yang telah bekerja, it's easier for you to list this down. Tapi bagi mereka yang fresh grad, yang belum mendapat pengalaman lagi, what you can do is you can focus on all your co-curriculum activities in the university and try to find a match of what's in your skill that you have learned in uni and link it to the request or the requirement listed in the job advertisement. So mesti ada proses di mana kita boleh buat matching. For those who are fresh and also for fresh graduate, nasihat saya ialah kalau tidak dapat mencari kerja selepas graduate, yang paling penting ialah kalau boleh mengambil kesempatan ke atas program 𝗪𝗕𝗓. 𝗪𝗕𝗓 program now used to be called SLIM program. Take that opportunity, ambil kesempatan untuk go through a 𝗪𝗕𝗓 program for 1 year in the department or the area that you're interested in. So at least when you write, bila kita menulis resume untuk jawatan yang akan datang, we can list down the kemahiran functional, pengetahuan teknikal dan kemahiran personal dan sifat pribadi kita di dalam resume. Now also I need to see if you can take note of PAR and STAR. Tentukan yang dalam resume kita ditulis seperti yang saya cakap tadi, fakta pencapaian perlu disenaraikan dalam resume. Maka dalam resume kita, daripada pengalaman, senaraikan the problem that you have resolved. P stands for the problems, A stands for the actions, and R stands for the result. If there was a problem in the company, example in increasing revenue, apakah action, tindakan yang pernah diambil, dan apakah hasil yang telah dicapai. Masalah, star stands for situation and task, and also the A stands for action. So we call it PAR, STAR. This has to be listed. Dia perlu disedarakan dalam resume kita as your penerima. Mereka hendak melihat sesuatu yang boleh dibuktikan. It's not what you think about yourself. Don't just tell people what you do. Tell them why you are good at what. So put down your statement value, list down fakta-fakta pencapaian in your resume. All right. Now, apakah jenis-jenis temuduga yang ada? Selalunya temuduga dengan sekiranya kita pernah membuat application melalui agensi pekerjaan, maka temuduga itu akan dilakukan oleh agensi pekerjaan dahulu sebelum dirujuk kepada pihak majikan, ataupun temuduga secara direct dengan pihak sumber manusia, dan kemungkinan besar juga dengan sumber manusia dan juga dengan wakil majikan lebih daripada seorang. So kita ada panel penemuduga di mana, dan juga interview tersebut mungkin berlaku sekali ataupun mempunyai beberapa peringkat. So dalam proses temuduga, this is some interesting facts that I want to share with you. When you are given a choice, bila kita diberi pilihan untuk menghadiri temuduga, kita bukannya seorang calon, kita bukannya calon, we are not the only candidate. They may have 5 candidates, you know, your interviewer may have selected 5 candidates or 10 candidates. So should you be the one who go first for the interview? Do you say, I think I nak pergi dulu lah, I want to be the first because I stress sangat kalau I tunggu to be the number 5 or the number 10? Or should I be the last? Some people say, no, I want to be the last. So statistik menunjukkan orang yang terakhir menghadiri temuduga mempunyai 56% peluang untuk diberikan pekerjaan berbanding dengan orang yang pertama menghadiri temuduga, iaitu sebanyak 14%. So kalau kita berfikir saya nak hadiri interview, saya nak jadi calon yang pertama, so that you're not so stressful, so think about it again, whether you want to be the first. Dari segi penampilan, saya tak perlu huraikan dengan lebih lanjut. I think you know, berpakaian secara konservatif dan profesional. And also, remember, don't think that the interview starts only once you meet the interviewer. The interview starts the minute you reach the company. Dari bertemu dengan reception, right, to going to meet anyone, a representative, dan juga going into the interview area, that's your interview have already started. So be very careful with how you treat people, how you are, your behavior, and perwatakan kita. That's very important as a persediaan untuk sesi temuduga, right?
Oh, Yasmin.
Yes.
I'm so sorry if I may ask you this. I've seen once ada lady ni datang interview pakai contact lens warna biru.
Okay, all right. Is that Ju? Your question, Ju?
Yeah, it's me, Ju.
Right.
Mungkin pada dia itu adalah keyakinan. But do you think it is a professional look?
Well, zaman telah berubah. Alright, we are not in a time like before where conservative means conservative. If you ask me, dari pengalaman saya, contact lens wasn't my problem. It was worse than that. So I got people coming for interview with low-cut blouse. I'm not saying, I'm not against that, okay? That's up to the individual. It's not an issue to me personally, but you will have to see the company that you're going for the interview. People coming in casual jeans, colored, yes, they have their own style, but things have changed. Zaman telah berubah. We don't really look into all that now. it's not as before. So tidak sekritikal dulu, tetapi you must remember, as I will share with you later, apa yang dinilai oleh penemuduga. Seorang penemuduga yang profesional akan hanya memberikan fokus kepada kemampuan kita. Ya, what good can you bring to the table? They will not look at what you wear, but then again, human are such that sometimes they can get influenced. So it's up to the individual and also up to the pihak majikan how much penekanan yang diberikan ke atas pemakaian dan penampilan. Yeah, I've seen people coming for interview in t-shirts. It depends on the job, right? If I have someone coming for a creative role, it's fine. But also, again, nowadays, a lot of companies are very flexible. Even right to senior management, you can come to work in t-shirts, as long as you don't wear torn jeans. So it's up to the individual and the company. Does that answer your question, Ju?
Yeah, perfectly. So to be safe, mungkin ada soalan daripada Kamaria.
Yes.
So soalannya berbunyi begini, kalau swasta perlu pakai blazer, so saya pun tak berapa pasti adakah mungkin dia berfikir ada perbezaan antara government dan juga swasta, but I suppose to be safe, blazer ni adalah sesuai di kedua-dua organisasi, right?
Yes. To be safe, pakai blazer. If you want to be safe in anything that you wear a jacket or you wear a blazer. But just have to be careful that with the government sector, they are a bit more, government sector is a bit more, I believe, governed by SOP in pemakaian dibandingkan dengan private sector. So it's a good question, Kamaria. Please check out before, important to ask these questions before you go for the interview. Do ask if your interview calls you up and say, you are invited for the interview, say thank you, and then start asking a few questions. Who am I meeting? How many people am I seeing? And what are their names? And what can I wear for the interview? It's important to ask that before you attend, but blazer is always very safe.
Yeah. So maybe the second question from Kamaria. Pernah menerima panggilan daripada HR untuk interview session, but lama-lama tiada pula feedback. So untuk daripada pihak interviewee ni, berapa lama yang kita should follow up?
Maksudnya dah hadiri interview ke belum?
Ada panggilan untuk menghadiri.
Dan selepas tu ada?
Bila ada ke lapangan dan setelah diberi feedback, terus diam. So berapa lama sepatutnya kena follow up?
That is no issue. Straight away, call if you don't hear, because when they ask you when you are free for the interview and you tell them and you ask them, bila boleh confirm? Ask them when can they confirm. If they have not confirmed the interview, then you can call them back in 2 days or 3 days time and inform them that I've got no invitation from you yet. Belum terima lagi jemputan. So dalam 2-3 hari selepas tu. Yes.
Alright, semoga menjawab soalan Cik Kamaria. So you may proceed, Puan Yasmin.
Alright, thank you. So sekarang kita akan melihat kepada tips tips semasa temuduga. Now, the thing with tip semasa temuduga ni, you can practice in your head before you attend the interview. You can also do what some people do. They stand in front of the mirror and they practice and look at their face and they record their performance for an interview. So you can do anything to give you that comfort, that to prepare for the interview. Now, berikan fokus kepada 2 perkara di sini, iaitu komunikasi secara lisan dan bahasa pergerakan badan. So bahasa pergerakan badan yang positif. So sebelum saya menyentuh semua ni, saya rasa dalam program-program yang lalu di bawah program pemantapan OKU, saya lihat ada pakar yang telah berkongsi pengalaman tentang body language, tentang audio CV, the electronic CV that have shared with you many tips on communication and all that. So boleh, you can apply that in your interview session, what they have shared with you in the past. So berikan fokus kepada bahasa pergerakan badan, ya. Tentukan bahasa pergerakan badan tu ialah sesuatu yang positif. Facial expression, your hand movement, and also your shoulder and who you're facing. For those who are challenged dari segi penglihatan, remember that when we say positive body language, when we say listen, what is more important other than the eye, pandangan mata, adalah where your shoulder is facing. When you move your shoulder, it shows that the interest of your heart moves together. So as you communicate in an interview session, look at who you're facing and how you're facing and where is your shoulder facing other than your face, your facial expression and juga mata. So berikan fokus kepada kemahiran kita dari segi mendengar soalan dengan teliti. Jangan tergupur-gapah. Biarkan pihak penemuduga complete sentence mereka dan dengar sehingga ke penghujung. Memandang kepada interviewer. Kadang-kala ada lebih daripada seorang interviewer dalam sesi latihan, dalam sesi temuduga. Yang ni sangat penting, ya. Dari pengalaman saya pernah lihat ada interviewee yang terlalu gugup sehingga langsung tak nak pandang penemuduga. And yang ni bukan dari segi entry level, just managerial level also. Langsung tidak hendak tidak memandang interviewer, tapi memandang ke lantai, memandang ke dinding, yang akan menjadi masalah dari segi keyakinan. Dan juga ada juga yang tidak tahu yang dia hanya memandang seorang saja. Contohnya dalam panel interview, mungkin ada 3 interviewer. So siapakah yang kita pandang? Alright, siapakah yang kita pandang? Ialah kepada yang tanya soalan. Jadi, tapi bila menjawab, jangan hanya memandang kepada yang tanya soalan, tetapi imbas kepada semua dalam sesi tersebut, kerana dengan menggunakan mata kita boleh menarik perhatian mereka. Dan satu lagi, kesilapan yang selalu berlaku ialah, bila ada 3 interviewer dalam session tersebut, kita hanya fokus kepada yang jawatan paling tinggi, ya, ataupun fokus hanya kepada yang berpangkat. Itu salah satu lagi kesilapan besar. Sebab yang kebanyakannya bila tak semestinya yang berjawatan paling tinggi tu yang akan buat keputusan tentang calon. Yang itu mungkin jawatan tu keputusannya akan dibuat oleh HR or the staff yang akan memberi pandangan sama ada calon tu sesuai. So jangan hanya fokus kepada seorang, tapi respect everyone in the session and berikan tumpuan kepada semua pihak. Now, tunjukkan keyakinan diri. So keyakinan diri ini, keyakinan diri ini yang dimaksudkan di sini ialah tidak bermaksud you know everything. Tidak bermaksud everything they ask you, you say yes, I know how to do this, I know how to do that. There are times where there are certain things you are not sure, yang kita tak yakin, yang kita tak pernah lakukan ataupun pernah lakukan, tetapi dengan terhad you can always say I'm not a professional at that level, I'm only at entry level, or I'm at a level where it's good enough to get the job done. So show that you are positive, use a lot of positive words, use a lot of action-oriented words like implemented this, completed that. That's very, very important to show that you are confident. Elakkan tanda-tanda stress. I think you know what I mean by tanda stress, touching your face, playing with your pen, and too much of body movement. So that will show that a person is very, very stressful. And use your voice, gunakan nada dan suara dengan berkesan. Some people say to me, in the interview session, I think we should smile all the time. No, I think it all depends on what you want to say, what's coming from your heart. If you're passionate about something, kalau kita yakin tentang sesuatu, kalau kita prihatin tentang sesuatu, kalau kita teruja dengan sesuatu, your facial expression will change together. So you cannot control it with a smile or a laughter all the time. So again, apa yang kita share di sini is not something that kita boleh belajar atau berlaku dalam jangka waktu sehari. All these are what you call something yang cumulative, dari dulu. Something that you have to be mindful, we have to be mindful. It's cumulative and it will be shown during that, it will come out during that acting period of interview, right? So that's for your body language, bahasa gerakan badan. As you can see the picture here, you can see one interviewee with two, with three, and these are called panel interviews. And as I've said to you just now, hormat semua pihak dalam interview tersebut, berikan tumpuan kepada semua pihak dalam sesi interview, dan jangan pandang sama ada yang ni eksekutif je, tak penting, right? Just pandang bos sahaja. That will not help. It will show in your behavior that you are not respecting the others in your environment. So be careful of that. Like I said, to me, it's not what you do on that day. It's your penampilan, perwatakan, akhlak, budi pekerti kita setiap hari. That will lead to that success in that 1 hour. Communication. Now, I'm not too sure what is your experience, tapi kebanyakan sesi interview Temuduga dikendalikan dalam bahasa Inggeris, especially for graduate, right? It's usually done in English. Now, kalau kita tak selesa with our English language and you would like to speak in Bahasa Malaysia, you can ask, can we have the session in Bahasa Malaysia? Melainkan if in the advertisement it is stated that it's compulsory for you to speak or to write in English, right? Then I think it's going to be very challenging. If it's that stated already in your interview, the list of requirement, the criteria for interview, then I think that may be a challenge. Otherwise, you can ask, can I speak? Boleh tak saya bertutur dalam bahasa Malaysia? It's okay. You can ask that so you're more confident. Please do not say anything negative about your previous employer. From my experience, I noticed when you ask people, why did you leave your past job, right? Or what was the problem in your previous company? Apa masalah dalam syarikat sebelum ni, dalam company sebelum ni? Avoid, you will see people go into making negative excuses, kesilapan orang lain, masalah orang lain. That will never go well in, that will not work in any interview session. Cuba elakkan komen negatif tentang mana-mana pihak ataupun pengalaman negatif. Kalau ada perbincangan peribadi, mungkin sesuatu negatif yang akan keluar tentang pengalaman hidup, can, as long as it actually helps you to be a better person. But to talk about other people, company, about bad-mouthing other people, about other companies, that will be something that kita tak patut buat langsung, ya. You should not go into those negative comment. I have seen people many times when they come to the interview, they talk about how sad their life is, example, or how much they need the job and how bad their situation is. And I always tell them that you should come here to sell what you're good at. You have something good in you. Sell your expertise, sell your knowledge, sell your skills. Don't look at trying to gain sympathy. Meminta simpati in interview session. Most of the time, it does not work. What works is, for companies, will be, what can you bring to the company to help the company in order for the company to help you, right? Now, use a lot of action-oriented words in your interview. I've completed that. I implemented this. I have initiated this. What we call as kata kerja lah, right? pernah melaksanakan, menjayakan, ya, membentuk sesuatu, menghasilkan sesuatu. This is what they want to see, and they want to see, and then kata-kata sifat yang mempunyai fakta yang boleh disokong. When you say saya telah melaksanakan sesuatu projek dengan berjaya, berjaya is very subjective. What do you mean by berjaya? Saya pernah melaksanakan sesuatu projek yang jangka masa sepatutnya 12 bulan, tetapi telah dilaksanakan dalam 10 bulan dan membawa kepada pengurangan kos sebanyak 5%. So those are the things that people want to hear. They don't want to hear like, I think I'm good, I think I'm clever, I think I'm very hardworking, I think people respect me. All that will not be impactful. It will not mean anything to the interviewer. Yes.
Alright, Puan Yasmin. Sebelum kita berhenti rehat seketika, so I suppose I should read a few questions from our viewers. Alhamdulillah, just in time, question from Najwa bertanyakan tentang adakah boleh memohon kebenaran untuk bercakap dalam bahasa Melayu during the interview. So tadi Puan Yasmin pun dah explain, hopefully it justify your question, Miss Najwa. Dan from Kamaria, kalau cakap berhenti disebabkan keluarga tak nak berjauhan PJJ, is it okay Puan? Is it too, orang kata too straightforward?
So, soalan tak dengar lagi. The second question, sorry. Can you repeat?
Bercakap secara terus terang, berhenti disebabkan oleh keluarga, tak nak berjauhan ataupun PJJ.
Sebab kenapa kita berhenti
dari previous employer, ya.
Oh, okay. Later I will touch on this. There is one thing that we call, for those yang mencari kerja, kita, I will share with you that we have to prepare exit statement. It's called exit statement, exit. Yeah. What is statement exit? Statement exit statement is a statement yang kita satu skrip yang kita bentuk untuk menerangkan kenapa kita meninggalkan jawatan yang lalu, right? Every time you lose a job or you move away from a job or you resign from a job, kita perlu prepare exit statement. So when you meet friends, when you meet colleagues, ex-colleagues, or when you meet people in the industry, or when you go for interview, you baca skrip tersebut. I resigned because, right? Example, I was doing sales for 3 years, right? And I left because. Now, when you say you left because, that's where you have to decide what you want to say. So what are good reasons that you have to list? It has to be reason yang tidak membawa kepada tindakan, tidak membawa kepada persepsi negatif dari pihak majikan, ya, from your interviewer. What was the two reason given there, Ju? PKP ataupun
PJJ, Puan Yasmin.
P means
jarak jauh.
Okay.
Dan juga tak disebabkan isu keluarga, tak nak berjauhan, membawa maksud hubungan jarak jauh.
Okay, so because of that you left. That's fine if you say that example, yeah. I would like to change because of the distance from my family. These are all fine, all right. But so example, let's say you're working in you're working in Kota Tinggi, and you want to move back to Muar because your family is Muar, in Muar. It's okay. You can say that my family is here, so I would like to come back here and work here, and that's why I have to leave. Kota Tinggi. That's fine, right? That's honest. Yeah, that's honest. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Ju kira hanya itu saja soalan setakat ini, dan mungkin jika tidak keberatan Puan Yasmin, kita berehat dulu seketika bagi memberi peluang kepada peralihan juru alih bahasa yang kedua.
Okay, Ju, I think for the second part later, what I will do is I will be reading out untuk semua, ya. Saya tahu selalunya sesi ini kita buat secara interaktif, but now it's done online. So what I would like hadirin yang mendengar to do is I will be asking some questions yang akan ditanya dalam interview, and I would like you to prepare your own answer. And then I'll share the answer with you, and then you make your own comparison, ya, perbandingan sendiri.
Sure, that will be great then. Okay,
alright, thank you so much.
Kita akan kembali seketika nanti. Jangan ke mana-mana ya.
Alright, thank you.
selamat kembali semua, terima kasih. Selamat datang Puan Haryanti. Kita telah pun memasuki jam yang kedua bagi siri webinar bertajuk Cabaran Graduan Pasca COVID, tips menghadiri Temuduga. Okey, untuk semua ya, bagi sesi kedua ini Puan Yasmin akan menanyakan beberapa soalan yang kerap diajukan semasa sesi Temuduga. Jadi sediakan pen dan kertas, anda boleh membuat sedikit amali dengan menyediakan jawapan balas dan Puan Yasmin akan berkongsikan jawapan dan anda boleh membuat penambahbaikan daripada situ. Jadi Puan Yasmin, saya serahkan kembali sesi pagi ini kepada Puan.
Ya, terima kasih Puan Ju. Kita akan teruskan dengan PowerPoint presentation. This one. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear and see your slide.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks, Shahril. Right. Sebelum break kita tadi, saya dah sentuh tentang bahasa pertuturan. Minta kebenaran untuk menukar bahasa boleh dilakukan. Elakkan komen negatif ataupun sesuatu yang menunjukkan yang kita benar ada orang silap, terutama dalam sesi interview. Perlu ada aura dan keyakinan, sikap rendah diri. Kenapa saya guna perkataan aura dan keyakinan tapi sikap rendah diri ialah kerana kadang-kala keyakinan yang melampau tu boleh membawa kepada sifat sombong. Dan saya juga pernah lihat dari pengalaman saya, seseorang tu yang menunjukkan terlalu banyak yang apa dia laksanakan sehingga nampak ada sedikit, walaupun dia bangga tetapi kadang-kadang membawa kepada imej yang lebih negatif. Maka boleh menunjukkan keyakinan, aura yang baik, tetapi sikap rendah diri itu perlu ada dalam diri kita setiap masa. Gunakan pembenaran kata yang boleh memberikan ataupun menunjukkan bukti yang kita telah melaksanakan sesuatu dengan cekap ataupun membawa kepada keperluan syarikat ataupun organisasi tersebut. Now, first impression is always critical. I think it is a cliche yang kita tahu that that you will never have a second chance to first impression. What is important here is always remember that as you go for the interview, bila kita masuk berjumpa dengan interviewer, interviewer here means penemuduga. When we meet with the interviewer, we already form an impression, right? There's an impression about what you think of the interviewer and what the interviewer thinks of you, and there will be a second chance to this. So, what is most important here is what is the first impression that you give to your interviewer? Apakah apakah dia penampilan ataupun perwatakan impression yang kita boleh berikan kepada the interviewer. And always remember this, right? All candidates who meet the final interviewing cut are baseline qualified for the job. Don't think that when they have 5 candidates, jika mereka mempunyai 5 calon, semua 5 calon tu adalah calon yang paling mantap. That's not right. Alright, don't think that if I have 5, kalau saya mempunyai 5 calon ataupun 7 calon ketiga, all these 3 are great. They are all baseline. Baseline here means you have something but the other person may not have, right? Or I have something which you may not have, but you have something that the other person may not have. But it's how you present yourself in the interview and menyerlahkan bakat kamu yang kamu ada dan kemahiran yang ada tanpa fokus kepada kekurangan kamu. Don't talk about what you don't have. Talk about what you have and what you can bring to the company. So impression is important from the beginning, from the time you meet the person, berjumpa dengan interviewer, come into the room, and the way you sit down, the way you greet people, the way you say hello, all that will have will form an impression about you. We must always break the ice. Break the ice here means come in and say Assalamualaikum and then straight sit down. That the break that still it is not something that is warm enough to continue with the conversation. So break the ice and provide your pandangan mata, your eye contact, say hello and greet people. And if you're being asked question, greet others. And if you're being asked question, casual question, where are you from? Yes, be friendly, it's okay. So tentukan adanya nada positif dalam pembukaan kepada sesi temuduga, dan juga first impression is very, very important. Now, what do you think the interviewer is looking for? Sebagai seorang interviewer, apakah yang saya nilai? Apakah yang saya perlu lihat? Apa yang saya perlu rasa tentang calon saya? Satu ialah perwatakan kita. Tingkah laku, perwatakan, maksud perwatakan di sini ialah kombinasi tingkah laku kita, pemahaman kita, bahasa yang kita gunakan, perbendaharaan kata yang kita gunakan, bahasa pergerakan badan kita, cara kita menjawab soalan, dan listening skill, kemahiran dalam mendengar. Semua ini akan membentuk perwatakan kita. Adakah kita impatient, tegur apa? Adakah kita tidak menerima kritikan? What if your interviewer says to you, I don't think you have the right criteria for this job. How do you react to that negative questions or statement? All that will form something of a package of your perwatakan. What do you think? Penilaian penemuduga, what do they look at? They also want to look at what's your kemahiran. Kemahiran technical, kemahiran functional skills. If you say you're good with computer, and you say you're very good with Excel, or are you good with Microsoft Words, or are you good with cloud technology? Apakah kemahiran yang kamu ada dari segi functional skills and technical skills? Adakah kamu menunjukkan motivasi dan semangat? Right? Motivasi dan semangat boleh dilihat dari body language kita dan juga cara percakapan kita. Adakah kita pasif dalam cara kita bertutur? Some people, I ask them, so what job are you actually looking for? And the response is any jobs. So that shows that the motivation is driven by something else, but not because I need a job. So or if you ask someone and ask why do you move jobs every year? Kenapa tukar kerja setiap tahun, right? And the response is I find that all these places that I work in cannot satisfy what I really want in my career. So what do you really want in your career? So these are the kind of answers that you have to be very, very careful with, because it will give an impression, akan memberi satu penilaian kepada penemuduga. Apa yang dicari juga oleh seorang penemuduga ialah sifat kepimpinan yang ada dalam diri kita, sama ada kita mampu memimpin ataupun tidak, sama ada kita mempunyai sifat kepimpinan dalam diri kita. Kepimpinan tidak bermaksud untuk jawatan sebagai seorang eksekutif, ataupun kepimpinan untuk seorang dalam tahap officer ataupun clerical role. Kepimpinan does not mean it's only for someone who's in managerial role or CEO ataupun bosses. Kepimpinan can happen at any level. So it's important, penting untuk kita memahami apa yang dimaksudkan kepimpinan dalam jawatan kita. Contohnya, bila saya melihat sesuatu tu silap, saya mengambil inisiatif untuk melakukan sesuatu tentang kesilapan tersebut. That is called kepimpinan. That's good enough as kepimpinan. Penemuduga interviewer juga akan melihat kepada kemahiran kita dari segi komunikasi, bukan saja bahasa, tapi pemahaman, articulation, and also our listening skills. Dan keyakinan diri kita dan kematangan kita. That's also very important. When they ask you question, and the way you answer, the way you answer question. Example, they ask you, what are your weaknesses? Apakah kelemahan kamu, right? And the way you reply to that question will have an impact on kematangan kamu, the maturity of your mindset and how you see things. Yeah. So remember this, interviewer are basically putting all these 6 items together to see whether you fit the role or you don't. Any questions so far?
By far, ada semua fokus.
Okay, perwatakan. Thank you, Ju. Perwatakan. Apa yang dimaksudkan dengan perwatakan? Ini soalan yang ada dalam minda interviewer kita. 1, adakah kamu akan menjadi wakil organisasi yang sesuai untuk majikan? Kecekapan dan profesional, right? Because kamu akan menjadi wakil, calon akan menjadi wakil kepada syarikat majikan. So dari segi perwatakan is, number 1 is, adakah kamu sesuai sebagai pekerja di syarikat ini, dan adakah kamu dan juga bolehkah kamu memaparkan kebolehan bersosial? Can you get along with people? Adakah perwatakan kamu menunjukkan keyakinan dan semangat? Right? So if you walk in an interview, look at your body language, look at your shoulder, look at your facial expression. Ada keyakinan, ada semangat ataupun tidak? Right? If interview also you don't have it, then you will not be able to show this in what you do daily. And of course, question like, adakah saya suka bekerja dengan anda? So if I'm the interviewer and I interview you, I have to imagine you're going to be in this company for the next 3 years. Can I work with you? And do I like you? Can I work with you? Adakah saya suka bekerja dengan anda? But then you will say, tapi itu peribadi. It's not about I like you or I don't like you. That's what people usually say. But hakikatnya begitu. Because if I'm with my personality and I look at your personality and I ask myself, can I see your face every day here having coffee? Right? So, of course, interviewer pun perlu professional lah. Yeah, it's not about whether you like a person or not, but the question is, can I get along with you and work together with me in this company? That's the meaning of perwatakan. So ask yourself this question: can I carry all this? Right? Can I be a wakil yang professional? Example, you apply for a job in a bank. Can I be a wakil yang professional untuk bank tersebut? Adakah saya ini terlalu diam ataupun terlalu banyak bercakap? Can I bersosial bila diperlukan? Ada tak saya menunjukkan keyakinan dan semangat? Dan adakah saya boleh bekerja dengan orang lain? The next question is kemahiran. This is what the interviewer will see. Adakah kamu mampu menggalas tanggungjawab ini? So let's say you apply for payroll officer. Adakah kamu mampu menggalas tanggungjawab sebagai payroll officer? Adakah kamu mempunyai pengalaman yang berkaitan? Cukup ataupun tidak? Is there depth in your cukup mendalam ataupun tidak pengalaman kita? Adakah resume anda boleh dipercayai? Whatever you put in your resume, can I believe you? Can you prove it? In this interview, tell me, you say you're good. Why are you good? Boleh anda berkongsi tentang kemampuan sebenar anda? So, back to, adakah resume anda boleh dipercayai? Now you share with me. Bolehkah kita buktikan? The thing is, any position, daripada house cleaner, public area cleaner, interview right to a clerical staff, the interview to a managerial level or higher level, these are all the same question the interviewer or the penemuduga nak tahu. Can you carry this responsibility? Do you have pengalaman? Can I believe your resume? And can you talk about your real achievement? That's what your interviewer wants.
Puan Yasmin, ada satu soalan daripada Cik Naziha. Puan, kalau menganggur dalam masa yang lama, memang kekurangan orang kata peluang untuk dapatkan kerja. Ada tak ayat yang sesuai untuk membantu kita menjawab soalan ini dalam interview?
Okay, the question is good question, Naziha. Soalannya ialah kenapa kita menganggur dengan lama? You have to be careful with the word menganggur. Kadang-kala kita bukan menganggur, kita ambil career break. Sebab ada yang pernah bekerja, lepas tu dia ambil break kerana melahirkan anak ataupun dia ada young family, ibu-ibu dia nak family dia, anak-anak dia besar dulu baru dia mula kerja. Yes, you can share that. I took a career break sebab I've also heard banyak yang dia ambil career break sebab nak jaga mak. right? They took a career break sebab ayah sakit. So nak jaga, yeah, they do that, right? And also they share that in interview. Yes, you share, you say that because you can't lie. All right, because people will ask you, one thing about Temuduga interviewer is they always see why you ada career break tau. Right? Contohnya, you work for 3 years, lepas tu you don't work for 2-3 years, and then you work again. They always want to know why you have a career break. That's why people say sometimes don't resign until you get a job, right? Because you should not show a career break unless you have got a reason like this. So if you do have a reason, saya ambil career break sebab menjaga mak, or I ambil career break because my children are very young and my husband is working. All that, yes, you should share and you must share. You must share. But if you said that I have not been working, menganggur, and what is the reason for that pengangguran? Is it because you just want a break, or is it because you really cannot find a job? If you say I really can't find a job, then please share. I've tried getting a job, but I could not get a job. So I need to know what is the reason, and then we can see whether it's suitable or not. But be honest lah, right? If you say, I've seen ramai graduate, I can tell you this, which is sayang ya. Ramai graduate yang I tengok yang ada yang overseas dan local. Dia balik the first year dia lepak. After they lepak the first year, then come second year nak lepak juga, dah lihat, sorry. But I've seen this, and you know what? If your first year you lepak already is a problem, and imagine if you lepak for 2 years, your majikan will have problem. Your potential employer will have a problem in employing you. So you must know what is the reason. Nazir have to share what's the reason why. If you said saya menganggur sebab saya balik duduk kat kampung, I think all that better not be shared lah. But must be a valid reason, yeah. In fact, sekarang ramai single mother that is coming back to, or mother with grown-up children is coming back to work because they took the career break. It's okay. We understand. A lot of majikan is okay with that now. In fact, they make better workers, yeah.
Yeah, sebab ada pematangan, ada komitmen, tanggungjawab and whatnot.
Yes, they make much better employee. They're very, very responsible and they're very appreciative. Sangat menghargai peluang pekerjaan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you untuk Naziha. Soalan kedua daripada Cik Amy Nadia. My question is, during interview session, often interviewer akan tanya soalan, tell us what is your weaknesses. So macam mana cara terbaik nak bagi tahu kelemahan diri?
Okay, I'm coming to that. After that, remember I said that I will have a Q&A session with you.
Yes.
I will touch that. I hope I have enough time for that. That's a bit long. So I think I will answer to that question by Amy when they ask you what's your kelemahan. Yeah.
Okay, so what about this one? I'm not so very sure whether you're going to cover this next, but from Nurul Syafinas, adakah perlu kita maklumkan yang kita masih lagi belajar? Contohnya kalau buat degree secara part-time, which is PJJ.
I see. Okay. Yes. All that need to be shared to inform the employer. Example, I do not have a degree, but I'm currently pursuing my degree course. Contohnya ada degree ke tak? Dia kata, yes, I'm currently pursuing PJJ. Got another year to go, 2 years to go. Yes, please share all learning activity that you're going through with your majikan, with your interviewer.
Okay, that's the end of the session. I pass session back to you, Puan Yasmin.
All right, thank you, Ju. Thank you so much for those questions. Motivasi dan semangat, this is what they are looking for. Adakah anda benar-benar berminat dengan bidang ini atau hanya ingin cari kerja? So a lot of people, they say, alah tak apalah, asal dapat kerja dulu. Yes, that's true. But asal dapat kerja, because they don't want to be used as a stepping stone. You know what you call that? Where tak apa dapat kerja dulu, lepas tu kita guna kerja ni, kita ambil peluang untuk dapat kerja lain. So your interviewer will be looking at this and say, are you really, really interested here or you are just wanting a job? Dan apa sebenarnya yang anda ingin dari kerjaya anda, right? Not ada, anda ingin, what do you really want from your career? They will ask you. And are you really excited about this job, right? And jika ditawarkan kerja, adakah anda akan setia? That means, are you really going to be loyal, or will you be leaving us, right? And do you really want this company? You know, it's because manpower turnover is high, and sometimes people just get a job so that I dapat kerja dulu, lepas tu I dapat pengalaman. After that, 6 months later, I'll go somewhere. So this is what your interviewer is looking for. So you have to be careful with this. Be honest. You know that of course you cannot tell them, yeah, I'm actually looking for a job. I cannot get a job for the last 3 years, so I will try you out for 6 months. No, that's not going to work, right? So you have to be very honest. Yeah.
Jangan terlalu jujur lah ya.
Yeah, I know, because I can see a lot of people saying that so difficult to get job. I'll take anything lah, you know. But yes, I understand. I understand very well. I've been in that position also before. But you have to know that this ia akan mempunyai kesan ke atas masa depan. I've seen people who don't like sales, so because they cannot find jobs, they just get into sales. And then for the next 5 to 10 years, they have to do sales, but they really hate the job. So these are things that we have to ask ourselves, right? How motivated or bersemangat kita dalam kerja interview yang kita dapat tu, yeah. And kepimpinan, like I said to you earlier, when they look at you and they say, interviewer akan pandang kepada kita dan tanya, adakah kamu mempunyai potensi untuk mengambil tanggungjawab syarikat kami? Bolehkah anda membuktikan kepimpinan kamu dari pengalaman? So if you tak pernah bekerja kat universiti, kita presiden ke, naib presiden ke, ketua jurulatih ke, all that is kepimpinan. Just show that, right? And bolehkah anda menjadi idola atau contoh kepada pekerja lain? These are the questions they ask themselves when they look at you. So that's why I've seen people, fresh grad, and they're very active in co-curriculum, and they come for interview and they got no experience and they get the job. This is what the generation today are looking for. It's not about experience, it's how you carry and present yourself, right? And again, like satu saya tekankan, I have to stress on how important English is. No matter how well-versed you are, how experienced you are, sangat berpengalaman, and no matter how, how much technical knowledge you have, to a great extent, English language, it's extremely, extremely important for the commercial world. So brush up on English. It's never too late. Yeah? It's not never too late. And berikan tumpuan untuk pembelajaran bahasa Inggeris, secara lisan dan juga penulisan. Ya? Now, listening is extremely important. When you are talking, you're not listening. So always listen very well to your interviewer. And sell yourself. When I say sell yourself means, remember what I said just now, kemahiran functional, kemahiran technical, dan juga your personal attributes. And also always write, if they ask you what question do you have, always ask positive questions like, what do you want to be done in the next 3 to 6 months, the first 3 to 6 months, untuk 3 hingga 6 bulan pertama, apa yang majikan nak capai? These are the questions that you can ask. Now, this is the part that I say, if you guys can get ready, ada 5 jenis soalan yang boleh ditanya dalam sesi Temuduga. We call it Temuduga traditional, soalan-soalan tradisional, soalan tingkah laku, soalan yang memberi tekanan atau stres dengan sengaja, Temuduga audition, where they will ask you to come up with a role play, and Temuduga berkumpulan, where there's a group of people. So I know I will not be able to cover this because this program itself, this is a career transition program, yeah? And this part itself on interview actually it can take resume and interview can take up to 2-3 days, yeah? But to help those in the session, I'll just share with you some of the common questions they will ask, and if you can prepare your answer. I know there's no time for Q&A, so I will read out the question to you. You prepare your own answer, then I will share the answer with you, and you can do your perbandingan. So let's look at Temuduga. These are soalan lazim. Yeah, I'll share with you later. Let's look at traditional interview question. All right. Okay. So that's question number 1. Tell me about yourself. Yeah. Cuba cerita tentang diri kamu. This is always the first part of the interview. First part. Tell me about yourself, or ceritakan tentang diri kamu. Right. So I'm just going to give you a quick 1 minute. If you can imagine or reflect or write down key points or what you're going to talk about. That's the first question. Yeah? So I will watch the time for 1 minute. Okay, so let's see what, I'm not too sure what you have. As I was told that responses akan mengambil masa. So when kita ditanya, ceritakan tentang diri kita ataupun tell me about yourself. Again, like I said, go back to your resume. What did you put in your resume? The key focus ini tentang tell me about yourself ialah, yang pertama ialah jawatan yang paling, some people will start from jawatan sebelum ni, bermula dengan pendidikan and then go into tugasan yang pertama sehingga yang terbaru sekarang. And then, but some people what they will add is they will talk about who am I now. Example, currently I am example payroll clerk at so and so company with this employer. And then going back into the job before this, and so you talk about, kita bercerita tentang pengalaman kerja dan majikan kita siapa, and we can also talk about sedikit tentang your schools and your education, your background in education, and then to close that question about tell me about yourself. This is the part where ramai yang miss. They always talk about where I studied before, which university, what I've done before, and my first job, my second job, my third job, right? You can do that, but just don't stop there. You should also include that I am looking for, right? So selalu masalahnya bila kita bercerita pengalaman, kita berhenti di bahagian maka itulah cerita saya dan saya telah tak sampai ke tahap sini, dan pada hari ini saya bekerja sebagai payroll officer kat bank ABC. But just don't stop there. Continue by saying that I am looking for, saya sekarang hendak mencari lebih lagi peluang pembelajaran dari segi payroll, tapi ingin bekerja dengan syarikat yang lebih besar like your company. So you have to go into something that is, why are you here? Although you talk about your past, but why are you here today? And please jangan jangan jawab soalan ni secara sambil lalu. That your interview will be, you can say goodbye to your interview. You do not just say, don't remehkan bahagian ini. That's what I'm trying to say. Jangan remehkan jawapan kepada soalan ini. And by right now guys, this one, sorry, para hadirin, bahagian ini akan mengambil lebih kurang 2 minit. Right? Okay, next question.
Ada soalan baru masuk, memang saya nantikan daripada wakil OKU kita. Macam mana untuk nyatakan bahawa beliau adalah seorang OKU physical? So macam mana nak sertakan dalam resume, and how to explain about their condition?
In your resume, you can put down in your resume your condition. You're allowed to do so because an application form pun ada, right? A lot of companies dalam application form dia ada, tapi nowadays dalam kebanyakan company telah dikeluarkan sebab tidak perlu dibezakan whether it's OKU, whether calon tu OKU ataupun tidak. So contohnya dalam where I work in Persarian, in our application form tu tak ada. There's no question because it does not matter. Melainkan kalau tugasan tu memerlukan diri yang tertentu. So when you put in, if you want to indicate dalam resume, boleh, right? Special condition, special physical condition, kalau kita nak tulis, you can put it into your resume, tak salah. And kalau you think you want to share, that's fine. Yes. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I suppose that's jawab soalan Miss Nadia. Cuma yelah kadang-kadang bila tidak diberitahu nanti risau kalau diungkit kenapa you tidak maklumkan kan tentang keadaan. So pelbagai banyak tau isu yang akan timbul.
Yeah, because people have got this social stereotype kan. So boleh dimasukkan dalam resume, tak silap. You can put in your resume special condition, boleh. Tapi kesihatan sihat, you must say sihat lah, right? But special condition sih, contohnya apa? What are your special condition? Dari segi definisi OKU saja yang perlu dimasukkan. But if you have medical condition, all that need not be written down sebab that one there will be medical test. Yang penting di sini ialah kalau nak menulis tentang your status of OKU boleh, yeah, can.
Alright, thank you Puan.
Okay, next question. Why did you leave your last position? Kenapa resign dari jawatan sebelum jawatan ni, right? Take 1 minute ya. Okay, remember I mentioned to you about, sorry, Ju, I'm limited to I have to stop by 12, right?
It's okay if it is as it said about 10 minutes still acceptable.
Okay, thank you. So the question here is, why did you leave your last position, right? And remember what I shared with you earlier, public statement. Always prepare what we call as public statement. Public statement maksudnya, what is your standard answer when people ask you, kenapa resign dari jawatan sebelum ni, right? So your public statement, you can say that, contoh, I was a sales executive in the previous company, but due to penurunan dalam revenue, saya telah dihentikan kerja. You can say that. You can say I was a senior lecturer in the university, and as my mom was very ill, I took a break to take care of my parents. I've interviewed ladies, successful ladies took a break because mom had cancer, yeah, and took care of the mom, and I think that's great. You know, people like to hear this, you see, so it's okay to share. Or saya mengambil break dari career kerana nak jaga anak, that's fine. But I think you, as adult, we know what answer to expect, right? But if you should tell the truth, or you can say I was retrenched, telah dihentikan kerja. And then the question comes with, you were retrenched 3 years ago, what were you doing? So that's where you have to be careful. If you were retrenched 3 years ago and in between for 3 years you didn't, then you have to say saya berniaga sekejap, saya tak dapat cari kerja, so saya berniaga sekejap and all that, that's fine. So that should be your exit statement, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Right, another question, back to, I think this was asked by Amy earlier, if I'm not wrong. I won't go into what are your strengths, yeah. I'll go into give me one of your weakness. Ceritakan satu kelemahan yang ada pada diri kamu. Alright, so take a minute and look at this. share with me one of your weakness. Now, how do you answer that?
Puan Yasmin, while waiting for the viewers untuk menjawab soalan tu, ada satu orang kata pertanyaan dari Atira. Dia pengalaman dia sendirilah, working experience selalunya menjadi masalah. Bila interviewer tanya jika ada 2 tahun atau beberapa tahun working experience dan kita beritahu kita ada pengalaman bekerja dalam retail, dia tidak menerima statement itu as working experience. Saya cuba berfikir mungkin tidak diterima kalau jika tiada kaitan, betul?
Betul, sebab sebelum dipanggil interview, mesti dah hantar resume. Melainkan interview itu ialah walk-in interview yang tak ada resume. Ya? Kalau perlu dihantar resume, dia dah tengok dah yang kita ni mempunyai pengalaman yang dia tidak perlukan. So dia tidak akan menyuruh kita datang interview. So that's the question. Whether resume telah dihantar sebelum ataupun tidak. Satu, iaitu yang pertama. Sebab I'm not too sure dari perspektif apa ya. Tapi tapi kadang-kadang kenapa bila dia kata retail dia reject terus, right? Maybe that's the question lah ya. Kenapa dia kata retail dia kata itu bukan pengalaman? It's because you see how you sell the idea, right? How you sell the idea. So dulu kerja mana? Ada kerja-kerja kat kedai je. So when you say that means you yourself do not see the job is important. Kalau calon ya, dulu kerja mana? Oh tak ada, kerja waiter je kat ni. So bila kita sebagai calon, this is not in the case of Atira tapi secara umum I notice this, when we meletakkan kedudukan kerja kita begitu, maka majikan pun memandang begitu.
Yeah.
Right? If I say retail, contoh, example, my first job last time, I remember I started my first job at body shop. I can always say it's retail, but how do you sell? Yes, I was working, contoh ya, I was working as a retail assistant at Tesco. I was helping purchasing department with stock management, right? Or I was doing cashiering while looking for a job. So I have to manage the daily till and do the daily count at the end of the day. See, how you sell the job. When the job is very small and you make it small, then it sounds small.
Yeah. So I hope the rest viewers, saya rasa point ni sangat-sangat penting the way you sell yourself tu sangat orang kata memainkan peranan yang penting. The word of choice tu. Okay? Bagaimana bukanlah nak mendabik dada, tapi the way we narrate the story tu. Penceritaan kan?
Yeah, the way you sell yourself. I've seen orang pernah datang interview dia, they got so much of experience, but what they talk about is I need this job because my dad just passed away. You know, I have to take care of my mother and my sister. And I say no, sell yourself. Don't sell correct. Sell yourself, not your don't ask for sympathy in the interview. Right? Okay, what are your my question tadi, what are your weaknesses? Betul? Okay, this is very challenging question, sangat-sangat mencabar. Which nowadays I think interviewer tak banyak tanya soalan ni dah, they don't, right? But if they do ask you this question, never talk about any of your kelemahan. Jangan sentuh kelemahan yang berkaitan dengan kemahiran utama kita. No. Example, let's say I'm applying for accounts clerk. And don't say your kelemahan ialah, oh saya tak suka buat kerja-kerja terperinci dan detail. Then there's a problem. Because
menjerut leher namanya.
Correct. Or you are applying a job as a PR person, dalam bidang PR, and your kelemahan ialah saya tak berapa suka bersosial. So don't talk about that, right? So example, contohnya I'm applying for graphic designer, someone who is more artistic. I can say, if I'm being asked, so what's your weaknesses? Berikan satu kelemahan atau kekurangan dalam diri kamu. Oh, sebagai artis ni, saya ni tak berapa organized. Yeah, means I'm not very organized here, means not very tersusun lah dalam kerja yang saya buat, which is normal lah, right? A lot of artists they are not, right? So then you say, because I'm not so organized or tidak tersusun dalam tugasan, jadi setiap pagi apa yang saya lakukan ialah saya akan melihat, contohnya pukul 7 pagi lepas subuh tu, saya akan lihat senarai kerja yang perlu dilaksanakan pada hari so that I can atasi kelemahan saya dari segi perancangan kerja ataupun pelaksanaan kerja.
So you counter back awak kata dan apa notion of your weakness tu
You don't leave it like that. No, don't say I don't like
doing nothing.
Yeah. Don't say that this is my weaknesses and that's it. Tell what you have done to mengatasi masalah tersebut. Are you all clear?
Yes. Oh, saya pula yang jawab yes.
So it is always talk about sebagai ringkasan, bila bercerita tentang kelemahan, pilih kelemahan yang terlibat bukan dengan core kompetensi utama kita, bukan dengan kemahiran utama kita untuk mendapat jawatan tersebut, right? It must be kelemahan yang secondary, yang kurang penting, impactful, dan juga beri penyelesaian kepada how you overcome that problem, right? How you overcome that problem, right? The question I asked you is actually a traditional question. I think I want to give you a bit of a variety. Actually banyak traditional question on the question on behavior, yeah, temuduga tingkah laku, right? So I'll just give you some. Oh, before I forget, for temuduga traditional, I'll just read out the question for you, yeah. Contoh soalan yang mungkin ditanya is, kenapa kamu hendak bekerja dengan kita, right? Kenapa kamu rasa kamu ni layak untuk jawatan ni? See, can you see the question, right? Apakah kekuatan kamu? Bagaimana kamu menangani pressure ataupun tekanan di tempat kerja? And apa yang kamu suka tentang jawatan kamu yang lalu? And then the next question very bahaya, ya. Apa yang kamu tidak suka tentang jawatan kamu sebelum ni? That's a very dangerous question. What did you like least about your previous job? Apa yang kamu tak suka tentang jawatan kamu sebelum ni? Alright? Tentukan jawapan kamu tak ada kaitan dengan jawatan yang kamu nak pohon. Whatever you don't like about the last job, para hadirin, jangan
biarlah rahsia.
Yes, biarlah rahsia. Even though apa yang kamu tak suka tu ada kaitan dengan kerja yang kamu nak minta sekarang, do not mention it, okay? Because it has to be something else, right? And then also question like, what would your previous supervisor say about you? Apa kalau saya bertanya tentang majikan kamu dahulu, tentang diri kamu, apa yang mereka akan kata tentang kamu? Alright? And why should we hire you? Right? Kamu ni terlalu layak lah. Contohnya dia ada degree from UiTM. Lepas tu dia ada master's degree from UiTM. And then you're applying for a job yang tak perlu master's degree. And then they say, kamu ni, you are overqualified. Why are you applying for this job? Right? So these are the kind of questions they will ask you that you have to get ready. And a lot more. Of course, temuduga tingkah laku, the question will be like, katakan ada satu tugasan, satu projek yang diberikan kepada kamu, tapi kamu tak suka projek tersebut. Would you do it? Right? This is like in the university lah, right? You are selected to carry out a project, a sports project, but you're not a sport. You know, you're not a sport. You're not involved in sports, you don't like sports, you're not driven by sports activity. So how do you answer that question, right? or they will ask you a question about what was the most difficult time in your life? What was the most difficult project that you've handled before? What was the most difficult situation where a person was most difficult, and what did you do about it? So that's called Temuduga tingkah laku. People want to evaluate how you react secara tingkah laku to that person in that situation. That's called the that's called behavioral. Also, Temuduga tekanan. Tekanan here means they put you under stress, right? They put you on stress. Example, this seldom happen, but only for certain position, where you walk into kita masuk ke dalam sesi interview, and the interviewer very rude, ataupun dia tegas, ataupun dia very cold, or they don't want to shake hand, or they don't want to, they're very they put you under so much of pressure as if they don't want you there. That can also possibly happen, right? So just get ready with that. And of course, audition here means role play. Role play maksudnya lakonan. Example, you apply for customer service executive role, and they do a role play with you where they ask you to sell a product, jual sesuatu, and then they will comment on your performance. Of course, Temuduga berkumpulan here means you got different group of people. They have people interviewing you in a group, and then that's when the pressure starts, because you are alone, and on the other side mungkin ada 4-5 orang, right? So that's also can possibly happen. Now, the biggest challenge is, first thing first is to answer the question which I've shared with you earlier, and the next thing is if you look at this, these are some of the soalan lazim which I've shared with you earlier, and these are something that you have to take note of. And then cabaran. There are times where soalan yang ditanya sangat mencabar. Example, somebody say to you, I don't think you can do the job. Can you tell me why you think you can do the job? That can also be what we call as objection, berlakunya objection about your role. Or sometimes they say, semua yang bekerja kat sini ada ijazah, kamu ada diploma saja, so macam mana ya? Things like that. I mean, don't feel bad, because they know you only have they know you have a diploma, but they call you for interview, right? You see? So it means to say that you are as good as their degree holders. Cuma they want to see how you react to that negative comment, right? Or they said, so you can ask, okay, if they said to you, I think you are overqualified, right? Then don't take it and say, yes, I'm overqualified. No. You can say, can you share with me how, could you tell me where my education can be of help to the job? If they say your education level is too low or not to the level that we want, then you ask, can you tell me where my education does not match your needs? Sila beritahu saya di manakah tahap pendidikan saya tidak membantu dalam memenuhi keperluan jawatan ni. There's nothing wrong with you asking that question, right? You can always ask question and ask the right question. And so objection makes you feel that, oh my God, I don't think I'm getting this job. Oh my God, looks like I'm wasting my time here. That's not the way to react, because the job, at the end of the day, is the journey to get the job. It's not the job that matters, it's the journey in life that matters. And that will make us a better person in our next level, next interview session. Yeah. Now, there are many, ada banyak situasi di mana berlakunya cabaran, and that we'll have to manage a bit more as we move into. I don't know if there's any other session in the future, but read up, how to hadapi cabaran semasa dalam interview, and remember to ask as a closure, sebagai penutup. If they ask you anything, is there anything you would like to say? Is there anything you would like to ask? ringkaskan pencapaian. Yeah, what you have done so far secara factual. Don't talk about I'm hardworking, I'm clever, I'm intelligent. Talk about what you have achieved, telah dicapai sebelum ni. Tunjukkan minat dengan bertanya soalan yang tepat. Soalan yang tepat di sini, example, not soalan tentang cuti tahunan, kenaikan pangkat, gaji or bonus. It's not about that. Soalan yang tepat ialah seperti, what do you expect from this position? For the first 3 months, what do you expect from me? Alright. And ada tak temuduga lanjutan? Apakah the person sebelum this job that I'm coming into, that person, is it a new position or is it a position that has been vacated? And position tentang apakah cabaran utama jawatan ni? Those kind of questions. I don't think you should ask about gaji, expect what you expect or what you want, kecuali ditanya oleh pihak majikan. But even with pihak majikan, please don't jump into the numbers. You have to ask them what is the range. Okay, always remember in negotiation, the first person that names a dollar amount loses. If they ask you how much you want and you tell them the amount, I think there's no more negotiation and it's dead already. So it would be best to avoid this unless they bring it up, or when you get the last interview, then you can talk about dollars and cents. And interestingly, I have one question. A few times I conducted an interview and the question I got was this, which I thought is really nice. The question was, sini boleh sembahyang tak? So, what means,
mungkin dah ada previous bad experience.
Yes, they said sini kita dibenarkan solat ataupun tak. So I said, masalah di sini ialah bukan sama ada kamu dibenarkan solat ataupun tak. Masalah di sini ialah sama ada kamu nak solat ataupun tak.
Tidak.
Cute lah. I mean, these are some, I think which is great lah. These are really good questions that people ask, which it shows that people have got the, this is what they want from majikan. So if majikan said, I don't care, that's personal, then it's wrong, right? Yes, it shows how majikan should also be nowadays lah, right? Especially. And the other thing is, 80% calon tidak meminta jawatan pada penghujung temuduga.
Oh.
So, which they did not. So that's from the research. 80% tidak meminta jawatan. You can ask for the job. So I've done this and I've done that. I've achieved this, and I hope that I am the right fit for your job. Yeah, you should. It's just like, selling. You talk and you talk and talk, but you don't ask for the sales. Ask for it. Ask for the sales. Can I sign you up? Right? So you said and you will know that you have shared with them what they want. Like I said earlier, sebagai ringkasan, segalanya bermula dengan resume dan iklan jawatan tersebut, and combine it and then come with your right tingkah laku your behavior, tingkah laku kita yang positif, and go for it, right? So my advice is my advice is, after the interview, kaji kesilapan dan perbaiki diri, and always send a thank you email to the interviewer. Dapat kerja ke tak apa, hantar email. Send your email to ask, thank them for the session. So, like I said, it's not something that kita boleh belajar in a day, but it is something that we learn over the years. And for undergraduates, like I said, you will say saya tak ada pengalaman, so macam mana? Go for protege. And curriculum activities are very important. Go for protege to get that work experience. Government sector pun ada. In fact, here, so we have a lot of protege opportunity. I think last year we took about 104 protege, whole company, which are being placed not only here but also ke agency kerajaan, government agencies, MOF, JPA and all that places where we place our protege untuk berikan pengalaman kerja. And yeah, so that's for those yang tak ada pengalaman. Yang ada pengalaman, I think it depends on where you are now, whether you're switching job or whether you're going through VSS, going through retrenchment. And I think for our rakan-rakan OKU, I would like to say that ada banyak peluang in HR ya. See, HR job ni dah semakin banyak berkembang. And banyak peluang, I don't see ramai rakan-rakan OKU dalam bidang HR, which I also don't understand why. I think it's a perfect job. Payroll, sebab ada banyak cabang dalam human resource, bidang latihan, bidang payroll, bidang compensation and benefit, IR, legal, succession, nowadays more to development and succession planning. Banyak bidang which I find that a lot of opportunity for OKU, because some of this job lebih memerlukan kepada pemikiran, analytical skills. Some of this job will require you to be able to communicate, relate. So there's a lot of such opportunity which I don't actually see ramai OKU untuk bidang ini sebagai bidang pelajaran untuk pihak untuk rakan OKU lah. So I think I have come to the end of the session.
Maybe you want to ask me ada soalan final slide. Yang pertama, soalan ni pun agak sentiasa menjadi orang kata bahan diskusi daripada Miss Dayang. Soalan saya, berapakah sebenarnya standard gaji untuk graduan degree dan diploma? Kalau kita tengok degree, for degree holders, baru-baru ni telah dikurangkan because of pandemic. So there are numbers in the market that looks at degree holder at dikurangkan kepada 1,008 ke 2,000. So what we practice for fresh grad, what we usually look at for fresh graduate is between 2,500 to 2,800. 4,500 ringgit to 1,800 ringgit per month untuk company like ours. Okay, so Cik Dayang, harap ia menjawab. Dan from Cik Syaris, boleh ke kalau kita sendiri yang menolak untuk bekerja di tempat tersebut sekiranya peluang pekerjaan yang ditawarkan melanggar prinsip? Dia beri another explanation. Sebagai contoh, saya pernah pergi interview untuk internship HR tetapi diminta untuk bekerja sebagai personal assistant yang mana memerlukan saya untuk pindah rumah. Jadi boleh ke kalau kita menolak ia secara baik?
That's why I've shared from the beginning, sesi interview bukanlah untuk majikan saja untuk menilaikan kita, tetapi sama ada ia juga merupakan peluang untuk kita menilai majikan tersebut. Sama ada inikah majikan yang sesuai. So and you are given the job scope, you are given jawatan dengan title tertentu, tetapi jika mereka mengubah, there's nothing to stop you from resign. Boleh resign, of course it's your choice.
Alright. So maybe ini akan jadi soalan terakhir sebelum kita tamatkan sesi webinar pada pagi ini daripada Cik Kamarlia tentang susunan sijil. Is it seeloknya daripada current to the past or past to the current?
Your susunan sijil is better to show current to the past, tetapi usually in certain jobs nowadays we don't look at that because you will have that in your resume. Cuma bila dah sampai kepada tahap interview terakhir ataupun diberikan pekerjaan baru mereka hendak lihat sijil original. Kalau tak, it doesn't matter. And yeah, start with the latest dulu di atas.
Alright. Okay, jadi saya kira tiada lagi soalan daripada viewer kita. Pada ramai yang menyampaikan ucapan terima kasih sebab banyak info berkaitan Temuduga yang dipelajari untuk persediaan akan datang.
Yeah, I hope also. Thank you very much for the session. I rasa macam I feel there's a lot more to share, tapi
betul.
Waktu sangat-sangat limited and but of course, I hope, I did justice to these 2 hours.
Yes, you did, Puan Yasmin.
And I also hope that for all adik-adik graduate yang looking for a job, and for those who are in the market looking for a job, remain positive and remain strong. The problem is there for everyone, but inshallah there's also solution for everyone. And rezeki tak ke mana. Try. I've seen people who tried 2 years, 3 years, 100 resume, 200 resume, masih tak dapat lagi sampai to that one last job. So go on trying, striving, bersyukur dan bersabar. Inshallah eventually it will be there. For rakan-rakan OKU kita, also the same. There's a job out there. And if you do need assistance, I think for our OKU friends, if they need assistance with regards to writing resume and more information, you can connect with me, and I'll see how I can help to coach them.
Wow.
If I can be of a help, I will try, inshallah.
All right. I'll keep
All right.
Puan Yasmin.
Again.
Okey, Puan Yasmin, alhamdulillah Allah izinkan semuanya. Terima kasih once again. Banyak ilmu baru saya sendiri belajar pada hari ini, dan saya doakan anda juga semua dapat menimba sebanyak mungkin tips and tricks bagi menghadapi cabaran semasa sesi Temuduga. Nampak mudah tapi sebenarnya tidak, ya. Dan sebelum tu pautan borang maklum balas dan kehadiran telah dikongsikan. Saya mohon kepada semua supaya anda mengisi dengan cermat, ya, especially di bahagian alamat email, kerana kesilapan mengisi data akan menyebabkan e-sijil anda tidak akan di-generate secara auto. Dan kepada hampir 140 viewer kita, terima kasih kerana anda setia bersama kami. Terima kasih juga buat juru alih bahasa kita, Puan Haryanti. You have done such an amazing job. Rakan sekerja kami dari Jabatan Komunikasi UiTM, Cik Khaizir, Cabaran dan Cik Hilman. Jangan lupa semua untuk follow Facebook unit Perkhidmatan OKU UiTM, juga subscribe UiTM YouTube channel, dan seterusnya menekan butang reminder bagi mengikuti siri webinar kami yang akan datang. Stay safe everyone. May Allah bless you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum.